Network. We are here to celebrate May 1 with New Month Numerology. We've got Michele Landers here, who is a certified numerologist. We love her work, and she's going to be sharing with us today what we can expect in May. Michele, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Ruth. I always appreciate it, and I appreciate being on EWN every month to share what's going on, right? We love to tap into those energies to find out, hey, just being for, well, this sounds kind of, negative, but being forewarned is forearmed. But let's do something else here. Let's talk about the good aspects of May. Every May, when May comes around, I always think of the lyrics from the song, excuse me, The Lusty Month of May from the Broadway show Camelot, which was one of the first shows that I'd ever seen. Tra-la, it's May, the lusty month of May, that lovely month when everyone goes blissfully astray. So will we go blissfully astray this month? Well, for some, yes, I think so. And the reason being is because for the most part, the astrology energy of this month, in addition to the numerological aspects, are calling for new, fresh energy, a breath, finally, of fresh air. So that part is wonderful, but it's not without its hiccups for sure. And a very nice note, according to most astrologers, May is probably, and I really hesitate to say this, can be one of the better months. Why do I hesitate to say it? Because numerologically, there is also a lot going on. But all in all, it probably, again, will bring in some fresh air, from some fresh knowledge, some newness about it. So that's the very good part. So we have to take it all in context of the energy of the year. It can also be a bit of a complicated month, and as we go along, you'll understand why that is. So as an example, let's say you've been out of work for a while and it's really been a strain, and you know the job you want, and you've got resumes out there, and then one day you get a call for a job interview and you get the job. However, it's not the job you really wanted, nor the pay that you wanted. However, it is something that has promise, and you can start paying your bills. And in a way, that's how I see May. It certainly is promising to be a much better month than what we've been experiencing since the beginning of the year. But again, there's bumps in the road. Taking it all in context, I always have to review 2024 vibrates to the number 8 and to Saturn. Saturn is right there on our shoulder all year long. Saturn is the teacher or the taskmaster. Doesn't have to be negative. Saturn is asking us, have you learned your lessons? And remember, this is on a worldwide, a global presence, okay? So you don't get away with much with Saturn running the show. Karmic paybacks can come swiftly, which we're going to see a lot of this year. It's also about the earth, real estate, money, power, justice, and adjustments. Overall, it's a very, very physical year, and it's asking us, though, to have balance between this world and the ethereal world or the spiritual world, which really, that's why we're here. The reason we're here is to learn spiritual lessons on this planet, which can be challenging. So changes to our Earth, bizarro weather, big swings in weather, unexpected and unusual weather patterns all year long. We're already experiencing that. Hurricanes, weird happenings are part of the number 8, but it's a very physical number, and that's why there's so much going on Earth. It's also a lot of earthquakes, and earthquakes of an emotional and political type as well. But 8 is also about justice and adjustment and fairness. So it will strive to bring those who are out of accord or out of balance in balance and bring to justice. So the number 5 of May, standing alone, perfectly matches the lyrics of the song that I opened with, Camelot's a lusty month of May, because May is lusty and sensual and wants to taste, touch, and feel everything. It says, I'm here. Let's go play. Let's have some wicked fun. Let's indulge. Let's love. Let's explore. Let's travel. Let's go bungee jumping. Let's go to the circus. But the circus can be great fun, but it also has that really very confusing and mind-tripping house of mirrors and wild roller coasters. So standing alone, May is the number 5. It's full of vibrancy and adventure and freedom and opportunities. But guess what? In conjunction with the number 8 of this year, we arrive at 13. 13 is a very karmic number in numerology, and it says, or it tells you, and it invites you to get your ducks in order, because 13 is karmic, and it will focus on those who have not been putting in the effort that they should, or folks who have not been honest or truthful. It's a karmic payback month. So the 1, though, is fresh new beginnings, and the 3 is creative expression and speaking out. So I want to bring some of the tarot cards in here. Okay, so don't get frightened of this. Yeah, that's the death card in the tarot. And I know that people get very frightened of that, but believe me, it's not a bad card. It is telling us that it is time to transform. So this month is a very transformative month. And I want to show you some of the other tarot cards that resonate before, so you get an idea a little bit more. Here is the Emperor. Okay, that is the number 4 card in the tarot. And the Emperor is in charge, and he's at the head. So there is, and it's also about fairness and law. So there's a lot of dealings with legal issues this month and law. So we'll be transforming our thoughts, how we approach things, what are our foundations, how do we feel about the changes that are going on, because there are a lot of changes, are our beliefs and foundations things we want to change? Are there things there that we want to change or let go of or redefine? So the 4 standing alone is also structure. And what I just did mention, it's about law, it's about real estate, a little shaky there. It's building things on a solid and a firm foundation. Again, it's the earth and all things earth related, like water, shelter, food, our homes. It's telling us that you better cross your T's and dot your I's. 4 is very careful and very conservative. So what happens when the number 4 comes up against the number 5 of May? Well, we have a lot of head butting that's going to be going on. So all of that lighthearted, throw caution to the wind, I want my freedom, I want to play energy is being overshadowed or pushed by the number 4, which is, hey, slow down, chica, before you go rushing off into the sunset with your friends or your Prince Charming on your wild horse or with your wild and crazy friends. Have you attended to your responsibilities and all the details? And 5 cautions you to be very careful when you're rushing ahead, because it's a little bit, it's accident prone, the number 5. So have fun, but not too much. Just be cautious because there is an undercurrent of addictive behavior with the number 5, emotional upsets, and as I said, accidents. So I also wanted to give you an idea about all of the tarot cards. The number 4, here's the 4 of Swords, and that is, go back, think about things. That's a simple interpretation. 4 of Pentacles, which is hold on to your resources and your money. 4 of Cups is emotional and it's being a little bit stubborn, but the 4 of Wands is also about home, but that's a happy home, happy. But I do think there's going to still be, changes in real estate. So anything to do with our earth, our planet, our finances will have to be looked at differently. It may be a bit of an obstacle course this month, but a lot of strides can be made because, again, remember, the 4 is foundational. So in all of life, as a reminder, everything gives and takes. Everything is positive and everything is the same thing can be challenging. So we have to keep that in mind. So overall, we've got this happy-go-lucky energy of the 5, but we've got the 4 that is saying, be careful, just watch everything. Thankfully, Mercury is out of retrograde, I believe, today or tomorrow. A lot happening in May, a complicated month, but overall, there can be some very nice things happening, even a little bit of a lucky month. And since we'll have towards the middle of the month, and I guess I should have, okay, we're going to change to Gemini energy because right now we're in Taurus, and Taurus is like the 4. Gemini will probably feel like an extra good, uplifting energy, and that's towards the middle of the month, or actually more 20th or 21st. So let's break it down astrologically. So until May 20th, we're in Taurus season, and we have a lot of planets in Taurus. At the new moon, Taurus likes luxury. It likes stability. It's also a bit stubborn. It likes good food. It likes things of quality, even maybe antiques. So for the first few weeks of the month, we're in Taurus season. And that does help us to be a bit more grounded. But there can be some tensions, especially, well, there's a few dates, but today, it's a lot of tension today. We're coming up to the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Oh, we're coming out of, I'm sorry, we just had that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, and we're still feeling that, okay? Some things may pop up or come to a head. We're getting more, and this is going to be probably for the month, we're going to talk about food, production, cost. What do we do about the rising costs? What do we do about our financial system? It's also going to involve home and family. Now, tomorrow, Pluto goes retrograde, stations retrograde in Aquarius. Now, I've talked about this many times. Retrogrades also asks us to think over things. So it's asking us to be more introspective again and reflect on our past actions. And Scorpio and Aquarius get ready to reevaluate some significant changes in your life. Pluto is the planet of transformation, and Aquarius is forward thinking, it's revolutionary. It can be to an extreme, but it can also mean issues with control. And again, 4 is law, it's law, legalities, control, government. 4 planets are changing signs, 5 of them, well, we're not going to get into that, okay, right now. We'll just go through all the different changes. So May 3rd, the moon conjunct Saturn. We'll have Mars in Aries, sextile Pluto. That is very fiery energy, which can be forward moving, or it can be fireworks, or it can be both. There's forward momentum, there's more endurance. It's kind of this warrior energy. And between May 3rd and May 5th, we also then have the moon conjunct Saturn and Neptune. And this puts an emphasis. What's Neptune? What do we know? What Saturn and Neptune is emotions and going deep and water. It resonates to water. So what's going to happen is going to activate our emotional body. There could be flooding or issues to do with water, whether that's drinking water or that is flooding or a lot of rain, even possibly tornadoes, major emotional issues, like for whatever reason, addictions pop up. And that could be, so, people say, well, what do you mean addictions are going to pop up? It means that energy will trigger, especially those people who have addictions, or there may be talk about addictions and what we can do about it, and alcohol. Some people might be really triggered and feel as if they're on emotional overload. So just be mindful of this when you go out, careful driving, watch the storms. I believe that's on the weekend, so be very careful of other people on the road. And this moon configuration can just be a trigger. So, it's May 5th, I'm sorry, that Mercury goes direct. So that's great, because what it means is some of the things you might have been working on, some of the things that were in limbo or stagnant, or you were waiting for something to shift, it can happen now. May 7th, we have a new supermoon in Taurus, and that's very innovative energy. It's a very abundant new moon and a powerful new moon. So I just want to emphasize, you want to be really serious about setting your intentions. There's also emphasis on structures of some type. It can even mean leaders getting together. It can mean surprises. It can mean emphasis on new ways of distributing or dealing with food or growing food. The sun, moon, Uranus, Jupiter are all in conjunction, and globally it's telling us we could be more flexible, we can be more adaptable. Should I even say there could be a breakthrough of some type? I'll say it, we'll see, because it's a lot of good energy that day. And May 9th should be a very good day. Jupiter in Taurus is getting stronger. Hopefully we'll start to see again justice in the world being served. Courts are starting to gain strength, and that whole thing, I'm not quite sure how that's going to manifest, but it's a very court energy, legal type of atmosphere that we're in. People are very vocal, which we're seeing that now, and that is definitely going to continue, those protests, especially 9th, 10th, 11th. People upset, people angry. But let's move forward to the 12th and the 13th. Mother's Day on May 12th, the moon is at home in Cancer and Venus is at home with Taurus. So I would circle that time. It should be a really nice, amazing day. It could also open our eyes to something so we can better understand it on a personal level, on a universal level. We may want to change things up. We may get this great idea, how we do things, how we look. It's an independent, very independent thinking time where you could really accomplish a lot. So I like those 2 days too. May 17th, Mercury squares Pluto. Seems like it's going to be an intense day. And besides, the 17th is the number 8. We have May, which is 5. So it's a double dose of that 13-4 karmic energy. And that could be intense and defensive energy, shakeups. Mercury is what? About communication. So squaring Pluto, right? Revolution. There might be power struggles going on in the world. Or you may feel this personally, somebody trying to control you, or you feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't take this anymore. So it's kind of an intense day. On the 18th, Mars conjuncts the North Node. North Node is where we're going. Venus conjunct Uranus, and a Jupiter Sun conjunction in Taurus. So we have a real mix here, because it can be another very positive day where we receive, some type of unexpected blessing or good fortune. But it can also have to do with people feeling more obsessed about things. So my suggestion is just don't get obsessed. If you feel that coming on, say, oh, wait a minute, I better dial it back a little bit. And even between the 18th and 19th, that could be even more intense or explosive. Mars is in the sign of Pisces. That's war, that's water. Could there be war on water? Something to do with ships. Mars pushes us to go after what we want, which can be good or bad. And again, the North Node is our path or purpose. So the 19th is a very action-oriented day, very powerful. There's also another energy here that can also make us, Pisces is dreamy, romantic. It can get lost in your thoughts, lost in your feelings. And that's why I said, be careful, because don't, prior to that, don't get obsessed. On the 20th, the Sun enters Gemini. Technology around that time, technology is going to get another hit. I don't say in a bad way. It could be just bringing news to us about some more advances, or it could be some struggles. It could be new platforms, but Sun enters Gemini, technology. After the 20th of May, a lot of planets are moving into Gemini. So what's Gemini? Crazy, wild Gemini. Gemini is light and airy and flexible and smart and mind and adaptable. So all of that energy, it's going to move things forward. It's going to be more active. On the 22nd, the Sun trines Pluto, and that's connection with power people, either personally or on the big playing field. 5/23, May 23rd. This is supposed to be, and that's 5/5. This is supposed to be a very fortuitous day with Venus conjunct Jupiter. Now, this is also, I said day, but I'd say a few days before, a few days after. Venus conjunct Jupiter. We have Venus and the Sun in Gemini. We also have the full moon in Sagittarius. This is lively energy, lively, fun energy. Jupiter, expansive, Gemini, they think about things, a lot of head things going on, but they can be fun. And Venus, planet of love, full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is another one that is, can be outspoken, but they're fun. It can be a really beautiful energy. And, beauty, Venus meeting up with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, love, wealth, prosperity, wisdom, faith, just beautiful. It's also a 9-day numerologically. So it can end, I know 9, if any of you know anything about numerology, 9 can be endings. but it can end some negative things as well. And 9 has a lot to do with arts and entertainment and that media. So there's a lot of focus on that, but I'd circle that as, a few days before, a few days after, or bingo on 5/23. Good day. On the 25th, Jupiter leaves behind Taurus and enters Gemini. And it's been like more than 10 years since Jupiter has gone through Gemini. And it could be the beginning of a new positive cycle of opportunities and even abundance. I like May 25th. You can circle that too, of abundance for all the zodiac signs. On the 26th, Mars is in Aries. Mars, warrior, Aries, fiery. So that combo, some shift, something finally happening, whatever that means. It has to do with writing, laws, working together to make something new or something new to do with laws. Be very mindful again, Mars in Aries, that is kind of intense energy. Just be careful, again, driving, be careful of accidents. Now, I didn't say this, but one astrologer said on that day, you can expect random acts of stupidity and possibly even violence, but it's short-lived. That's not coming from me. There may be also something that comes up, something important for us to read. The 29th, significant communication of some sort, maybe a shakeup or something to do with the money system. It could also be delivering some sort of news that we've been waiting for in a positive way. But with Mars there, again, be mindful of accidents. The 30th, the end of the month, it's kind of, we need to push for more meetings or discussions or clarity, because it seems like there's a little bit of emphasis there on pushing and discussions. We just have to be careful of other countries and what they're doing behind the scenes. And the end of the month should prove to provide us with some revelations of some type. So that is the month in a nutshell. I would say overall, it could be a good month. I definitely think that people can feel much more powerful and much more outgoing in a sense. And although there'll be these little bumps in the road, it's a better month. And that's how I will end it. Tra-la, it's May, the lusty month of May.
Thank you, Michele. Interesting. It does feel like a powerful, feisty, creative month. Really an opportunity for each of us to stay grounded and maybe observe a lot of this without having to get caught up in all of this.
Yes, and that's true for every month. One of the things that this always teaches us, I think, at least for me, is a reminder, just a simple reminder of stay in your heart, stay centered, don't allow yourself to be tossed around by what's going on outside of you. Identify your locus of control. What can you control? And what you can't control. This is a lesson the whole year of really driving that point home. To be very mindful of knowing what's in your control and what's out of your control, because the energy of the year, and then this month too, is all about control. There's a lot of people wanting to have control over us, whether that's government or other people, personally or globally. but it's also foundational too. So it gives us a great say, okay, I can't control that, but I can control this, whatever this is for you. So make that happen. It's great for laying foundations this month. So,
Well, and I'm just hearing the words through all of this. Remember who you truly are.
um,
Start with that as your foundation.
yes, yes. So we shall see, but I'm sticking with Camelot and the fairy tale.
There we go.
And
Excellent.
the lusty month. Yes, yes. So thank you, Ruth.
Yeah. So, Michele, what would you like folks to know about you?
Okay, I am a board certified life coach. So what I do is I help people to shift their energy, their beliefs, their ideas if they're stuck. If you've been trying to change something for a while and it's not working on your own, coaching can really help you to move that dial in a forward positive direction, especially when you have someone that you need to be accountable to. And also, I can help people possibly consider ideas that they may not have even thought of as an objective observer. But I also do hypnotherapy for those pieces in your life that just are so stuck and you don't know how to get past it. And hypnotherapy really works beautifully. And numerology, as we know, is such a great tool to guide you. It's not set in stone. Nothing is set in stone. But numerology, as well as astrology, gives you a beautiful picture of why you are who you are, what your destiny and your purpose is. Are you following that? And what the energies are for you personally in the year. So if you're in a 9-year and you want to start a business, I would suggest to you, and this is without the context of your whole chart, but I would suggest to you just the 9 standing alone, wait till the second half of the year, if you can, to start that business. Now, if you're in a 9-year and a 10 astrological house, that tells me that is a big career change. Something is changing in your life. So that's the beauty of it. You can use it as a guide, something to say, oh, okay, I'm not going to do this now, but I will do it then. Or I better do this now because the astrological and the numerological signs are all in my favor. So that's the beauty of it. And you can have a free 15-minute consult with me to talk about anything within the spiritual or psychological, numerological realm. And if you go to my website, which is my name, Michele with 1L, Landers.com, and you can get a free 15-minute consult. So that's about me. Thank you, Ruth.
Perfect. And for some reason, Michele, I'm getting the vision of a female who is trying to decide if this is the right time to leave her partner and step out on her own. And I'm getting goosebumps even saying that. So friends,
wow.
if that's you and you would benefit from speaking with Michele as a life coach, please reach out to her. So with that,
I wanted to say one more thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but if you get my newsletter or if you don't get my newsletter, please sign up for it because I, just text, contact me. Michele Landers at bellsouth.net. Get on my newsletter because every month I will give you'll be able to figure out your personal numerology for that month, which I think is a nice freebie. And the other thing is I'm offering a really deep discount on a 1-page, really pretty numerology report for if you wanted to get something different for your mom or your sister or your friend. But you need to get my email to see that. So get on my email. a lot of good information. And again, sorry about that, but thank you.
Yep. And so to get your newsletter, they go to your website and sign up there?
Yeah, that would be the easiest. If they're having an issue, because why do I say that? There's been a lot of technology hiccups across the board. So I just don't want to miss anyone. So if you, for some reason, can't sign up for the newsletter, then get in touch with me, Michele Landers at bellsouth.net, and I'll put you on the email list. So thank you.
And they are beautiful newsletters. I can attest to that. Very professional and truly stunning. So, Michele, thank you for this introduction to May. And friends, thank you for being here. Take good care. God bless. And we will see you for the beginning of next month. But let's enjoy May for now.
Yes.
Bye.